What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? Looks like the weekend is quickly disappearing, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the weekend. I know I did a showcase for this guy already, but there were a few comments in the last video about his ability to defend or tank on Super Battle Road, so I went ahead and made some adjustments, and we're going to test him out on how well he can do on Super Battle Road. So I did change up the potential level skills, went with level 11 criticals and level 15 for dodge. Just decided to focus more on evasion, like I talked about in the last video, since he does have the ability to reduce damage taken by 50% if the key meter is 10 or above. Now, there was also another comment about the passive not activating until he actually attacks, which seems to be the case. I mean, I've verified this firsthand, and it definitely looks to be the case. So in those instances where he's being attacked first, I figured it'd be beneficial to provide levels toward dodge, so that's why I gave him level 15. Alright, so let's go ahead and test this out, but as always, definitely make sure to like the video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So the other units that I did bring in to kind of complement him is the Candy Vegito, the TEQ Whis, and also the TEQ Beerus. So you'll see them linked up with him as partners throughout the video later on, but yeah, it's really just mainly to test out his ability to defend. And as you can see, providing levels toward dodge also, further reduces that damage taken by avoiding it altogether. So, this is mainly to serve for, like the free-to-play type people that, can't really spend hundreds and hundreds of stones on banners, kind of have to work with what you got in terms of, free-to-play farmable units. So, this is more or less provided, to you guys to see what benefit this guy could have with some potential level skills given to him. So, so far, I mean, he seems to do pretty well, and Candy Vegito is also a free-to-play unit, and his ability to dodge is very good also. So, those two guys can definitely serve a purpose in terms of Super Battle Road, in terms of, defending and the ability to avoid attacks. So I would definitely recommend bringing those two on Battle Road if you are free to play. Even if you're not, Candy Vegito can definitely be beneficial to have. Jiren does kind of remind me of the Looking for Mr. Right Bulma, where she had the ability to reduce damage taken, but again, that wasn't guaranteed all the time. As long as the passive was active, then yeah, it would reduce her damage taken by 50%. But Jiren has a similar one, but it's guaranteed as long as he attacks first. So give or take, there are both pros and cons with those two particular units. So it depends on what you want to go with. But Jiren definitely does seem to do pretty well. I mean, you're looking at 40,000 in damage taken before the passive is active, and then you see that drop from 40,000 to about 14,000. So it definitely makes a hell of a difference in terms of his ability to defend. And the fact that I did put levels toward evasion will also kind of help out additionally in cases where he is being attacked first before his passive actually kicks in. So so you can see he took close to 110,000 in damage from the SA. We'll see if, well, I guess not in this case, but you can obviously see the difference it does make with this passive. I mean, and for the most part of this video, I try to focus on, not using items in terms of, damage reducing items or defense increasing items like Android 8 and, the Whis and Icarus items. So what you're seeing is pretty much without any items used. Now, in cases where items are used, which has to happen in Super Battle Road at some point, you're looking at damage that he'll take after the passive activates is in the double digits. So it definitely makes a hell of a difference. Alright, so looks like we have a lot of attacks coming after Jiren attacks. So in order to get that passive again, you don't really have to get a super attack off. I mean, you just have to have at least 10 key meter to activate the passive. Now, I mean, if you're able to get a Super TEQ, you might as well. I mean, get that extra attack. But similar to the last video, even with a heavy focus on criticals, I mean, he really doesn't hit that hard. I mean, you're looking at maybe 300,000 tops. So while it does help a little bit in these instances for like Super Battle Road, it's pretty much better off to probably focus more on evasion. Now, I left it at criticals, but you could certainly apply additional attack as well to him. I mean, he has the ability to reduce attack or defense of the enemy with his Super TEQ, but I wasn't too concerned about it. If it was greatly reduced the enemy's defense, then yeah, I mean, additional attack would definitely be more beneficial. But you know, in this case, I think I think the way it's set up is fine. So again, Candy Vegito definitely does help as well. And I'll try to link Jiren up with the Whis, as you see right now, because they share the Cold Judgment link skill, which will add 20% increase toward defense. So on top of his ability to reduce damage taken by 50%, if you're going to increase defense by another 20%, I mean, that's going to help out a lot as well. So, you know, there's different formats and approaches with this guy, and how you want to go about Super Battle Road for at least the Super TEQ against the Super Agility types, or Extreme Agility types, I mean. So yeah, I mean, 51,000 taken with a Super TEQ by the enemy really is actually really good. I mean, you can, I mean, obviously, you know, you tend to take like close to 130,000 in damage from a Super TEQ, so you can see how much of a difference it actually makes. You know, and then with this event in particular, it's all about being able to ration out your items. I mean, you got to conserve like crazy in order to actually clear the event. So, you know, every little bit helps in terms of being able to take less in hits. So, you know, 9,000 there, Super TEQ for 49,000. And here's why I prefer Whis actually on the squad, is because he's got the ability to reduce the enemy's attack by 20%, I believe, and also has the ability to stun. So he's actually a very good unit to use on this event. Alright, so I did use the Android 8 item just to kind of test out, you know, and show firsthand what difference it will make. And you saw Gogeta get hit, so you know you'll get an idea of how much, you know, normal units get hit versus Jiren. So you'll visibly be able to see how beneficial its passive skill actually is in Super Battle Road. Like I said, double digits in damage there, so very minimal. He did take about 4,000, so I think in that case the damage attack reduction from Whis probably kicked in for, I think it was Dr. Jiro. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's all about balance. I mean, building a team, you know, to I don't know, work in unity, I guess, in a way. So it's not necessarily, you know, bring the strongest, most op units, you know, in the event. It's you know, you have to focus on overall strategy as to, you know, how the team overall is going to benefit from each unit included. So in this case, you know, Candy Vegito is a dodger, really. I mean, that's his main purpose. And he does have the rare chance to stun. Angel Gokus are meant to, you know, attack as powerful as possible. Gogeta, same applies, but also the ability to counter super attacks. And then, you know, you've got Jiren to, you know, serve as a defender. And Whis more or less as a support, you know, kind of helping out the team overall. And the thing about Beerus is I included him because he does share link skills with Jiren, but he does provide some benefit in terms of going into rage mode, so you don't take any damage for one round. But I would, at the end of the day, I'd probably replace him with another unit that would provide more of a benefit overall. Like, I'm thinking maybe like TEQ Super Saiyan Bardock, that can actually seal the enemy's SA. That's probably another option. Or you could actually bring in another unit that could, I don't know, reduce damage taken, you know, that kind of stuff. It's all up to how you want to take that approach and what benefit it's going to take overall. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just kind of, you know, keep going and show you guys. I mean, we do have a lot of attacks coming here at the top, so you know, he's linked up with Whis, so definitely looking pretty good in terms of, you know, damage reducing abilities as well as the defense up. So let's take a look at how he does. So about 40,000 in damage taken before the passive's active, and he's dodging, and when he does take damage, I mean, only taking about 12,000. So very, very beneficial here. As a free-to-play unit, it's probably one of the better ones to include for Super Battle Road. So if you're lacking a defender type unit for this event, he's not a bad unit to include. Alright, I should get Dokkan mode. Normally I would not use it on Jiren. I mean, obvious pick would be Angel Goku, but you know, for testing purposes, we'll just let Jiren kind of take it down. And you see I haven't recovered any HP, and that's kind of, you know, it is a risk taken, but at the same time, I know Jiren can take the damage, unless, you know, it's an SA, but in this case, I'm going to go ahead and take that risk and see how he does. It's about 510,000 in damage, did eradicate Frieza, and yeah, I mean, also stunned, fuck, I can't even remember his name, but Zarbon, but stunned him with the Whis unit. So yeah, I mean, you know, all the units can work together well, and that's why I prefer to have Whis on here. When I've cleared this, you know, Super TEQ versus Extreme Agility, when it first came out, Whis was kind of like a, you know, pivotal unit to include, just because, you know, his ability to stun enemies, also reduce the enemy's attack, and I'm probably missing something else, but he's actually a pretty good unit. And I know a lot of people say that the intelligence version is probably the best Whis, but I honestly think the TEQ version is probably the best out of all the Whis units available in the game. Yeah, so definitely takes a lot less than hits, so I mean, what else is there to say, but he definitely does provide benefit to the team. Alright, so about 23,000 each, and then let's see, you know, how much in damage takes after he attacks. So yeah, 5,000, I mean, far, far less, and I think that Cold Judgment increase of defense for 20% definitely does help. I mean, without it, he probably would have taken about 12,000 in damage like he did before. But yeah, I mean, I think these two guys partner up, work pretty well.